I was explaining something to Joseph, Joseph, my own experiences too. So his problem is that at first he has been in a Kanka for about 30 years, and after joining the new presentation, he was having splendid experiences, and then all of a sudden he has no real side experiences again. And then when he listens to the experiences of Nufriend, he wonders whether it is the same new you he's singing or what. So I was trying to explain to him that perhaps I've met a good companion. I'm also like that, but I know deep down that the new you is working in my life, and I'm having experiences, even though I don't remember them, but I'm having them. So he wants to know from you what can be done in this situation that he doesn't have this these real side experiences, or he doesn't recollect his real side experiences. So I don't know whether you can.
No, I get it. Very good. Let me ask, how long
Yeah,
has he been doing the new you?
he's been singing it for 1 year, 3 months, 15 months.
Okay, here's the idea. Yesterday on the Skype, on the Farsi, same thing was occurring with someone else. Can you hear me okay, Charles?
Yeah, I can hear you well.
Okay, good. Thank you. The idea here is that we're a little bit more fast forward with things. Remember when you joined the corporation with Paul that Paul gave it 2 years basically for the second initiation idea. Okay. I suggest that he do something such as write. Writing is exceptional, and I talked about this yesterday, and so please pay attention. I suggest this to everybody. Write your story. He was in EC 30 years. Okay, that's a long time, like myself, and actually Vel beats us all. He's the if it's a horse race, he's in first. He was 40 years. Uh, Ava, 30 years or so. The idea is write your life story coming into the new you. It's time to do something. We're the doers now. We're not just attending and chasing experiences. All right, you have the experience, but that's the first step. It's not about sitting, listening, and chasing experiences. It's about getting the idea of the new presentation, getting up, creating an activity, and doing something. I suggest you start writing. I suggest it's been over a year. I suggest that anybody that's been in 6 months to a year should be just like Miriam. Look at Miriam, great example. Within 3 months or so, or less than that, she has a group. These are not classes, these are groups. We are not a teaching or a path, okay? This is a presentation. So the thing is, we are the real education, so we don't use the old terms. So he's been in it for over a year and he's still chasing experiences. I suggest he do something. He should already have a group. He should be out there talking to people, which I'm sure that he probably is. But that's what I would focus on, and also writing his book. Writing is awesome. It's more so than just playing a musical instrument or dancing or any of these other things or doing art or sculpturing. Oh, those are all fine, okay? Those are all fine. Have fun. But writing is very exceptional. It's time for him to do something, and more so than just chase experiences. As he does something, the experiences, he will go to the next step. See, what happens is that just like in high school, you can only have so much experience, then you're done. And then just like so many people that they get out of high school, all of a sudden they don't know what to do. It's like, well, why did you even go? The thing is, you have all this experience. Now it's time to do something else. See, he's into the next step. So he has to decide that. So we're not passive. We're active. We do things. That's why I do the projects. These people have to do something. They have to get going. They have to write their life story. They have to do something. you see, and focus on creating new groups. Whatever, take the challenge, the risk, whatever it is. Hey, the whole world's dangerous. The whole world's dying. Wake up. Yeah, so there you go.
Yeah, Duane, he says he's understood yes, he understood the explanation, and I think he knows now what to do.
Everybody does. Look to your real awareness, and that is that what makes sense. All right, so it's not about so much about experiences or what we read or what we hear, but learn to focus on the all is, the isness life is. This is very important. Focus on the isness. We came through focusing on the master. Okay, just like in school, you focused on your teachers, just like when you were raised, you focused on your parents. Now, focus on the isness life is. And as you do, you are going to start to recognize what takes place. So, again, you create your adventure, you see? You've got the handbook. The new presentation is a reference. These are not sacred writings. What Paul wrote was a reference. These are all reference materials. There is a difference between that and the invented idea that sounds good of sacred writings. No, it's not in the words. You cannot live with words. Words are just words and ideas. It is creating the activity with your real awareness, and that is what the isness life is.
Duane, he's asked this intriguing question. He says in the Dream Course 7, so you say everything of the old order has to be discarded, especially the books of Ekankar, because they carry a certain vibration, and spiritual and occult things have to be done away with. Then he wants to know whether the books and writings of Paul Twitchell have to be discarded because they carry a certain vibration that could negate their understanding or their advancement in the new presentation. So this is something. This is a question that perplexes him, and he wants some clarification on this.
All right, it's very simple, and that is the experience you just shared with the fellow with the real estate, his piece of land, that you shared
Sorry?
a little. The experience that Miriam shared with the fellow that owned the land, and there was a sorcerer on the land had buried some things on his land and did the new you and was flying over the land. The experience that you just shared, remember?
Yeah.
15, 20 minutes ago. Okay. Well, there's your reference. In other words, on the real side, Paul is the real guide. He is one of the real guides. In the physical, okay, physical things, okay, this is what we're talking about here, one-dimensional physical things. Ekankar owns the rights to all of that. So they have put the voodoo on all of it, okay? So yes, you can read it. The words are the same. Do you need it? Do you really need it? Again, what makes sense? If you want to keep it, keep it. You know, I'm not concerned. The idea is that Rebazar has told many people, get rid of everything from Ekankar. Darwin, that's book 9. If you read it, there was a conspiracy that started there. Darwin got the board of directors to buy the rights to Paul's books. That's where it started. Those are physical things, and they have become voodoo. You see? Not the content of what Paul did, but the physical stuff that exists. You see? There's no end, Charles. We're just beginning. Yes. Yes. Thank you.
Yeah, I was just telling Mariam that In fact, concerning the new books 2 and 6, today the work is today Saturday here. It's already Sunday. So yesterday the print the printing. I don't want to call it printing because it's not standard printing. It's over. The binding of the books has been done, and the 100 copies have been are ready, and now looking for a way to send them to Ibiok in Nigeria. So we're saying if there is no quick means or no other sure means to send the book, then they will only go by sea freight, and it will take about a month to get to Nigeria, a month and a half or so, 2 months even. So the essential thing is for them to have the books. When the books get there, some of them will have copies. They might even make some of the books available to members of the corporation. They will see no presentation material for their first time. It will be a great revolution. Things there. So that is one of the things I told her.
Whatever makes sense, and it's okay. So if you decide it's your adventure, Charles, and it's all okay. Whatever you decide is okay. Yeah. So you just do the best you can, and sometimes it's economics or whatever, but it's okay. They'll get them. A month will pass, and they'll have the books, and so that's a big step. And you know, again, people can get together, contribute a few dollars, do something, whatever. They can be creative. So it's time to be creative. And the way I see it, there can be millions of Africans, and so there's huge potential there. So you just have to do it a step at a time, just like what we're doing. So a step at a time, just keep moving forward, just keep doing something. It's in the doing, it's not in the thinking. Thinking is first part. Okay, so you have some experiences, you recognize them, and you think about it, but then you do it. You've got to get to the doing, you've got to do it, even though it looks like, oh gee, how do I do this? Well, I've decided to make sure that this is all over the world, Charles, and we're getting there. And because I decided it, the boys are backing me. They're going to do it. The all is. Everything backs me because I've decided to do this for the world. More so than Paul ever did because, again, he started off in the first stages. So, and as you look at what Paul did, I wanted to mention that Paul, what he really did is bring people through high school. He really did. In other words, cause and effect creation. That was the first step. There's a lot to see with yourself in cause and effect creation. It's huge. People can think in their minds, oh, I'll just go to the real universes. No, it's much, much more than that. And there's so much to learn and so much to do here. So that was just the first part. And yes, people do have experiences in the real universes, but to be the reality of those universes, those real universes, that is huge. And for myself, I don't determine a time, and it is not determined by so-called initiations accordingly, etc. So again, it's like starting a new job. Are you the authority once you've started your new job? No, you're just starting. Okay, maybe you're the president of a company all of a sudden, but that's day one. You got a long ways to go to be the real president, you see, as an example. So now we're being real, aren't we? We're being more real. So It's like we've got to backtrack a little bit and then we move forward because we pivot off of that, but then we leave that behind, just like a three-stage rocket. It starts to leave those stages behind. That's the booster rocket, but then we leave it behind at some stage, and eventually we're on our own adventure, and this is where we're at. We're in the universal university here, and why are we here? Okay, we're to present something real. That's why we came here, and to wake up more so than just because we're here. Oh, gee, I want to get free. I want to get out of here. Well, while we're here, and you're going to be here for a while, let's do something real and wonderful that makes sense. That's all. Let's make sense of it.